The idea of garlic as a witch repellent might sound like something straight out of a dark fantasy novel, but the truth behind it is rooted deeply in history and superstition, blending the tangible with the mysterious. Garlic has long been associated with protection, not just from the physical dangers of disease or spoiled food, but from the unseen forces of darkness, from evil spirits, and yes, witches themselves. Its role as a magical ward against witches comes from a time when the boundaries between the natural and supernatural were often blurred, and people sought comfort in things they believed could keep them safe from harm, no matter the source. In medieval Europe, garlic was a powerful and respected tool of defense. People hung it on doors, placed it in windows, and even wore it around their necks, believing it had the power to keep witches and evil spirits at bay. Witches, in particular, were believed to have the ability to curse or harm others through spells, and garlic's pungent smell was thought to be anathema to them, driving them away or neutralizing their dark powers. Garlic's reputation as a repellent wasn't just confined to witches, but also to vampires, werewolves, and all manner of otherworldly creatures. The sharp, powerful scent of garlic was considered a barrier between the living and the supernatural, acting as a safeguard against malevolent forces. But where did this connection between garlic and witches come from? The root of the belief is likely tied to garlic's potent nature in the physical world. Garlic has long been known for its incredible antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal properties, abilities that, in medieval times, would have been perceived as almost magical in their own right. In an era when disease was often mysterious and the cause of death could be anything from the plague to foodborne illness, garlic became something of a superfood and a lifesaver. People used it to ward off the bad smells of rotting food, to prevent infections, and to clear up illnesses that couldn't be explained. The medicinal benefits of garlic were undeniable, and as its reputation spread, it likely became associated with the power to protect against invisible threats, both physical and supernatural. This belief in garlic's magical properties fit perfectly into the worldview of medieval Europe, where superstition and fear of the unknown were powerful forces. The concept of witches, seen as practitioners of dark magic, was very real to people in these times. Witches were thought to have the ability to manipulate the natural world through spells and potions, and they were often feared as those who could disrupt the balance of life, causing illness, misfortune, or even death. The idea that garlic could counteract their influence made perfect sense, especially when garlic was also known to kill bacteria, fight off illness, and purify the air. It was a small but mighty protector, capable of guarding people from forces they didn't fully understand. On a more practical level, garlic also helped protect people from the more everyday dangers of medieval life. Things like spoiled food, contaminated water, and infections that spread through unsanitary conditions. Its strong smell was an indicator of its power, a reminder that this pungent bulb wasn't just a food item, but a weapon against the unseen threats lurking all around. People who feared witches might have also feared the sickness that could come from eating spoiled food or the ill effects of poor air quality in poorly ventilated homes. Garlic's sharp, distinctive odor served as a natural disinfectant, both literally and symbolically. It was a tool of protection, physically, spiritually, and psychologically. But it wasn't just the smell of garlic that made it so feared by witches. Garlic, when consumed, has been shown to have various healing properties, such as boosting the immune system and fighting off harmful bacteria. So the belief in garlic's magical powers likely grew not only from its strong odor, but from its proven ability to combat illness and keep people healthy. Witches, often associated with causing harm or illness, were thought to be thwarted by garlic's ability to protect the body from infection and disease. In a world where disease was often blamed on evil forces or curses, garlic became a way to cleanse or purify the body and soul, leaving witches and harmful spirits with no place to thrive. In many ways, garlic's reputation as a witch repellent can be seen as a reflection of the deep-seated human need to find tangible protections in a world full of unknowns. It was a simple, everyday remedy that gave people power over the dark forces they feared, whether those forces were witches, illness, or bad luck. The belief in garlic's protective power, while rooted in ancient superstition, also highlights the ways in which humans have always sought to control their environment, to safeguard their loved ones, and to create a sense of security in times of uncertainty. Today, while most of us may not hang garlic around our homes to ward off witches or evil spirits, garlic remains a symbol of protection in many cultures. It's still revered for its health benefits, still respected for its ability to fight infection, and still regarded as a humble but mighty ally in the battle against disease. Whether or not you believe in witches or the supernatural, garlic offers something very real, a connection to a long-standing tradition of protection, healing, and resilience. It reminds us that sometimes the simplest, most natural things, like the sharp sting of garlic, can provide the greatest strength,